Good morning. It's my privilege this morning to present to you the Open Up created SANEF elections dashboard, which I've had the privilege of over the last few months working together with the team to put together a whole bunch of different data sets that can create this powerful tool that you as the journalist can use in the creation of your stories. So to start off with, how do we find the elections dashboard? It's available on the elections.sanef website, which Isaac has already guided us to. If you go over to elections dashboard, you can go to an introduction page. There's also a brief training video, and we can click on view dashboard to find the tool, which will take you to this page. For the purpose of this demonstration, I'm just going to be using an enlarged version, but it's the same tool at the end of the day. So welcome to the SANEF elections dashboard. It's made up of three major components, namely the rich data viewer, the point mapper, and the data mapper. So I'm going to start off with guiding you through the data mapper, where we have the option of selecting a whole bunch of indicators from the left here and displaying them on the map. So if we look at the voter turnout for each of the provinces, we can see for the Northern Cape that 61% of the population there voted. And then just to enforce that, the other 39% didn't vote, which is the data that we would expect. We can also, to find a more, to drill down into more than just a provincial aggregation, we can click on a province. So if we have a look at the Western Cape, we can then have a look at the voter turnout throughout the different district and metro municipalities. So for this example, I'm going to then look at Cape Winelands district. We can see that there was a relatively average, I guess, portion of people who didn't vote at 39%. And we can further drill down to that and see the turnout for the different local municipalities, or those who didn't vote rather. We can then select a municipality to go down to ward level, and no data is displayed here because the voter turnout data that we have doesn't go down to ward level. And you can see from the side here, the only data that we do have that goes down to a ward level is the demographics, or namely the 2011 census data. So let's have a look at that for the City of Cape Town area. We can choose what data we want to display according to the population group, or sex, or age group. So just to visualize the different population groups distribution around Cape Town, we can have a look at where wards are with the higher proportion of Black African people, or Indian and Asian, or we can look at the colored population of the City of Cape Town, or the distribution of where the white population would stay. From once we've chosen our variable at the side here, we can further filter. So I'm going to start off by looking at the males in each of the wards, and we can see that there's a pretty even split between males and females for most of the wards, around 51 to 49%, which is what we would expect. And from that, we can further have a look at, in addition to the age, the children, or the different age groups, so youth and adults and the elderly, and we can add further filters from that too. So let's go out of it and go back and look at a more provincial level. This just shows that there are other data sets that can also be used. So we have the 2016 community survey data as well. Just a heads up here though, that this data doesn't go to the ward level like the 2011 census does, because that's not data that Stats SA has provided to that depth yet. So in addition to the data mapper, there's also a point mapper functionality of WASI-Map, or rather of the elections dashboard, which I'm going to guide you through now. And for the rest of this presentation, I'm going to focus on the Ubuntu municipality, which I'm just going to search for here. So we've got various points collections data sets at the side here, and you can choose those, and that will then be displayed on the map as well. So in this case, I've chosen the locations of the SASA offices, and if I can click on one, then it will show the information associated with that. In addition to the offices, we've also got various protests data sets that we have provided courtesy of ACLED, and we can click on these points of protest or demonstration and see how ACLED has defined them. In this instance, we can see that the news source was News 24, and that a brief description was that on the 16th of January in 2020, parents demonstrated in Beaufort West demanding school transport for their children, and the roads were barricaded with burning tires. One final interesting point collection we can look at is that of police stations throughout an area. And we can see that through here, and we can also click on them and find out some more information. The third part of the elections dashboard, which in many cases might help you as a journalist and be the most useful part, is the rich data viewer. So for this example, I've chosen the Ubuntu district, which is located, or the Ubuntu municipality, which is located in the Pixley Kaseme district of the Northern Cape in South Africa. From the point mapper, from the points that I've just shown you, you can see that these ones are available in the area. So if I click download here, I would have an Excel file of all the police stations within the Ubuntu district. I can also have a look at the voter turnout, and if I hover over, I can see the percentage of the people in the area, and I can change the graph from percentage to value if that is of more interest to me. You can also download the chart as an image, which you are welcome to use in any of your stories that you're currently compiling. And if you prefer, you can download the data and then work with that yourself. We can then move on and see the demographics information again. So to start off with, we've got the age, and we can see in the Ubuntu district, it looks like the majority, or not the majority, the largest age group is the youth aged 15 to 34 at 38%. If we are specifically interested in a certain population group, so let's go with the Black African population group in this area, we can filter by that and then see whether the distribution of the ages changes. And we can further filter there by sex, and let's act as if we are interested in the male Black African population, and we can see that there are 844 Black African males that fall in the 15 to 34 youth age group in this Ubuntu municipality. If we're not too concerned about the age distributions, we can also just look at the gender distribution or the population group, and we can still add the different filters as I've already discussed. And then what's also quite interesting to me as I'm still studying is the distribution of the highest education level attained for the municipality. But that's in amongst various financial performance of the municipality graphs and living environment and economic environment information, which Ray and Atandiwe will go through with you at a later stage. So that is, in a nutshell, the dashboard. It's been very exciting to put together, and really think it's been a good tool to develop, and I hope that you as the journalists will enjoy using it and draw some value from it. And what it basically helps with is that what we've done is source the data from various different sources such as Stats SA and Municipal Money and the IEC, and we've put it into one central place to make it easier for you as a journalist to use this information in the generation of your stories. So whether it's using the data mapper to visualize the difference between various areas, or actually diving down deeper into a specific municipality and using the rich data viewer to kind of set the scene of a story that you're busy developing. I really hope that this is a tool that you find useful in your work to come. And just to conclude, we've included a feedback ribbon at the side here, which will take you to a Google form. And I think Rebecca is going to put the link of that Google form in the chat as well. And that's just for you as a user to provide feedback to us. And we've got a whole data team that's willing to go through that feedback and make the changes. And we've still got plenty of added data that will be added to this portal, and that will guide us in the way that we approach these tasks in the future. So thank you very much.